Hey everybody, I wanted to just show you all of the various bling that I have here in the studio. I collected it all. I've never done that before. I got all the different, I think I've got them all, and I thought we could play with them a little bit. And I don't know why I'm obsessed with gold. It's just, it just adds a little something to your paintings. I don't use it in all my paintings, but I'm just writing my email newsletter that I'm going to send out today, and I said, you know, paintings just say to me, you know, if you put a little bit, a little squiggle, a little something on me, I'm just going to feel so good. I'll be ready to go to the party, and that's just how it feels to me when the paintings want that little bit. Not all of them, but most of them. So I thought we'd go through and, you know, I'll show you all of this, most of it. I think I can get through most of it. Let me just make sure comments are turned on and that we are good to go. Yeah, let me know where you're signing in from. I'm in Florida, and let me know if you have any questions. We will get started here. So I'll start with the gold leaf because that has to dry a bit. And so gold leaf, and I did put this under supplies on my website, these sheets. Actually, I saw that they were like 50% off right now for some reason. So I think they're only like $6. You get 100 of these sheets too. So, and they weigh nothing. Look at this. I don't know if you've ever handled them, but it feels like handling air, literally. They sell some adhesive that, you know, with it, but I have found that Mod Podge or medium works. So I'm going to do that first so that can be drying. And the way I use gold foil is, this is the best example I pulled out of the drawer. I used it here, 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 and then a little bit there. And so I'll just make some dabs with the glue. You know, like some little circles, let's say, that I might use in a design. I'll just put these over here. And then I take the sheet. I probably don't need the whole sheet. This stuff is so crazy fragile. And lay it on there. Oops. And don't rub as hard as I just did, but just push it down for now and it'll dry. Particularly when I push it down, you can kind of tell where the glue is. It just looks a little different. All right, so we'll let that be for now. I'll put this little sheet away. All right, I'm just checking to see if I can see your comments. All right, so let's see here. Got this going. Where do we start? Let me show you first, I guess, some of the ways that I use these. So there's gold pens here, there's gold paint, there's a gold woody, which is a crayon pencil-y thing. I've got gold ink, and then like a 3D gold thing. I've got gold powder. We can play with that. I think that covers the categories. I haven't played with the powder in a long time, but we'll play with that a little bit. So the foil I mentioned, and then I don't know if you can see, but I just have throughout this design, I outlined some in gold with a gold pen, and it just made a huge difference. I really like this design. I made a scarf out of it. Sneak peek, I've got a new class, actually it is out, I was going to say it's about to come out, called From Paint to Product. And it is on Skillshare now. It is also on my website, but you're probably going to be seeing more about that. It's very exciting. I'll do a separate video about that, but the point is I used this as one of the this is one of the pieces of art I've made products out of. Okay, and then like on this one, I've got these little gold squiggles, and I did my signature in gold. I like to do that sometimes. Sometimes I'll do gold. There's some more squiggles. Here's some kind of blotches, some bit of outlining. And then here I was just playing around with gold paint and did the leaves, and you know, I'm still playing with this one. So gold, and then I've got this book, look. Of course, Klimt used a lot of gold in his work. And I don't use that much, but I do love a touch of gold. Yeah, he used, some of his paintings are not the florals as much, although some of the florals have some gold in them. But anyway, all right, let's play with some of the paints. All right, so I've got a Liquitex acrylic. This is a Liquitex acrylic gouache. I've got a golden iridescent gold fluid acrylic. I've got a Holbein acryl gouache gold. Then I've got, this is a brand I just found sometime. It's a gouache, oh my God, Placa. All right, I'm not gonna say that because I don't know what country it's from, but it's a gouache. And then the Turner acryl gouache. You know, I use these two brands a lot of acryl gouache, the Turner and the Holbein. And that's it for, oh, and for paint also I've got this Liquitex Basics if I want a large amount. And you know, golds, I didn't realize this till I started acquiring them, have so many shades. So there's some even within pens, and that's why I've tested so many pens, and these are my favorite pens. I don't like a greenish gold. Some of them can look quite green. Some of them, usually they'll be labeled, but they can even be pinky and coppery. So gold is not gold, especially like with these inks and pens. I've noticed that. All right, so let's play with some of these. I've got, let's do a little bit of this. This is the Liquitex acrylic. And it just, oh, look at that, it's beautiful. See, that's the kind of gold I like, just a really light, you know, not too pink, not too green gold. Maybe I should make little gold flowers with all these. Why not? All right, so that's our Liquitex gold, regular acrylic. Let's do some gouache. Now the gouache, as you may or may not know, oh, it's a little bit stopped up, is a chalkier finish, which kind of seems counterintuitive with a metallic gold, right? Because how can it be chalky and shiny? That's a good question. Let's see how it dries. Chalky and matte is usually what gouaches are, but we don't really want a metallic to be matte. Otherwise it'll just kind of look like a flat brownish yellow, won't it? All right, and let's try the golden fluid iridescent gold. This looks a little more pinky maybe. Let's see. Oh, I gotta move my paper so you can see. There's too much gold here. Said no one ever. Let me just move the camera. That might be easier, Suzanne. Okay. So liquid gold, these fluid golden acrylics are very high pigmented but very liquidy, so I'm not going to get like that cool texture I was getting in those two because they're more liquidy. But that's a nice gold color. All right, what do we have next? Let's try some of these. Let's kind of go in order. These were acrylics, so now let's try some acryl gouache, which is a gouache with acrylic in it. This is the Holbein, it's just called Gold. Oh, that's beautiful. That's really pretty. Interesting. It does kind of have, now that I'm comparing it, it does kind of have a bit of a thick, matte, really brilliant, almost, I don't know. I know I'm struggling for the right words, but it's a little bit, could it be a chalky-ish gold? That's kind of how I'm wanting to describe it. Well, good. I see. Yeah, let me know where you are in the world. That's always fun. People enjoy seeing that. And this, okay, here's the Turner Gold Light. Does not look at all like the band on it. I had to open it at the store because that band is yucky, but look, it's completely different. So this looks pretty. And this one is called Gold Light, which would imply that they also have maybe a gold dark. I think they have a bronze. Those are pretty too. Yeah, you can definitely see just a little bit more chalkiness to these, but still they're luminescent. They're just not as shiny. I'll hold them up to the camera here. If you're just joining, I put gold foil down here to dry to show you once it's dry. All right, so we did the acryl gouaches. Now let's go to regular gouache. That brand that oh, see, now you can just, this is a good example because this is no bonito. Ugh. I might throw this one in the, well, I'm not gonna throw it away because there might be a time when I want kind of a lighter, but you see the greeniness in that one? That's personal preference, but I want my golds to look gold. But I would say that's got almost a silver gold to it, and there might be a time when I want that. So I won't toss him. This is the Holbein gouache. Now these are regular gouache, these two. They're not, there's no acrylic in them. So they're water-based, and they can be reconstituted with water, which is probably a good thing because this one looks pretty dry. Oh, that is yummy. Get a little water. Oh, can you see that moving around on the paper? So pretty. I'll show you. I don't know if you can see the, let me see if I can get the angle so you see the shimmering. There you go. Oh, so delicious. All right, so we've got two acrylics. This was a Liquitex acryl gouache, the Holbein acryl gouache, the Turner acryl gouache, and then these two are regular gouache. So I think I've gotten through the paints. Oh no, I didn't do the Liquitex basics. Let's take a look at that. You can just tell from the outside it's that nice warm gold. Oh, it's so pretty. Very pretty. Yep, very nice shade of gold. Okay, now let's play with, let me show you some of these inks. So I have several. There's the Dr. P.H. Martin's. This is called Copper Plate Gold. So it's a little bit, you'll see the shades a little different. And my two favorite shade-wise are the Amsterdam Light Gold and the Liquitex Iridescent Bright Gold. just shaking them up. You always shake up your inks before you open them, just because they get lumpy. And all right, so here's the Dr. P.H. Martin's. I'm gonna run out of room on my sheet, so I'm gonna this is the one, yeah, this is the one that, yeah, copper plate. It's a little darker. Really pretty though. And there's just a lot of coverage with ink. You know, I love using ink, so I'll do little dots like that sometimes. It's just that ink is best saved for your top layers, unless you're going to use it, you know, for a layer underneath, because it takes a while to dry. And if you're like me, you don't want to stop creating until you're ready. And then I've done that before. I put ink on there. I thought, oh, now I have to stop and wait. This is the Amsterdam. A bit brighter, kind of more like some of the others. Really pretty. And I know I can feel one of you asking me, well, why would I use ink instead of acrylic and vice versa? I don't know that I have an answer. I don't know, because some of these acrylics, some of these colors are just as vibrant as the ink. Because I was going to say, well, you know, if I really want super strong pops of gold, I'll use this ink. So you certainly don't need both. I just wanted to show you all the bling. This is the Liquitex Iridescent Bright Gold. That has been one of my favorites, but it's kind of yucky right now. I think that must be because I didn't shake it enough. Okay, I think I got through all the inks. Now let's look at this guy, because this is just unique. This is acrylic 3D liner by Sonalee, and I just have a few colors of it, but you have to squeeze it really hard. Whoops, made a liar out of me. It's not the warmest gold, but it will dry as a 3D shape, and it's just fun. And I have links to all my supplies, actually not all of these, some of these, on my website under supplies. There's Amazon links, which I don't know if you know, but if you go on there and you buy one art supply through my link and then you do your other shopping, I will get a tiny percentage of that. I just thought I'd let you know because it does help buy more art supplies. And then there's also a Blick art supply list there. I do not have the inks on the list, but I love the Amsterdam brand, the Liquitex brand, and the P.H. Martin. They're all three of those are good brands. All right, let's play a little bit with this pearl. Like I said, I haven't used this in a long time. It's basically a glue powder that you can mix with medium, glue, varnish, paint. So let's just mix it with a little bit of medium and see what we think of that. It's like gold dust, basically. So I'm going to get a little bit of medium here. Look at that. Oh, why did my camera go off again? I'm gonna have to figure that out. I don't know why you're doing that since I have automatic shut off turned off. All right, let's try this brush. I don't know if I should mix this. Let's just do it here on the palette. It's kind of like making your own gold paste. I think I bought it originally a few years ago for like just to make a gold texture on top of sheets before I knew about all these other gold products. So I just thought I'd show it to you since it is gold and it is in my studio, but I don't think it's worth. It doesn't look as gold or as vibrant as the other things. Maybe you guys know some other uses for it that are fun. All right, let's look at the Golden Woody. It doesn't, you know, pencils and crayons don't really look that metallic-y. If you see, it doesn't really, it has a bit of a shimmer to it, but it's mostly just, in a painting, it just ends up looking like a very pretty deep gold. My favorite pens, I've tried the Posca. I have the Posca. I just realized I think I have another YouTube video on just gold pens and all of the various kinds I've tried and tested. So, oops, that bled a little bit. So here's my issue with the Posca gold, the color. It's just, also it's bleeding. I don't know why you're behaving so badly, but it's bleeding. And it's just the color. I know it needs to be shaken more, but this Pilot gives me that gold color. Now it's not as warm as those, but like on a painting, here I'll just show you on this, it's absorbing into the watercolor paper too much. It'll sit out there and give me, let me show you, gold on gold, why not, right? Can you see that shimmer that it's giving me, that line? I mean, it's really, really shimmery. So I love these. And there's a thin one, this one's called the extra fine point, and then this one's called the medium point. And then for my smaller detail work, like on this painting, where I did this, and well, I used a couple different pens. I like this Pentel Sunburst because it's less green than a lot of the gold pens. Here's another gold pen. I think it's a little more green, the ink. And did I show you everything? Oh my gosh, I think I did. All right, let's take this gold foil off. So what I did is I put some dabs of Mod Podge on the paper where I'd want gold foil. You can also use medium, and you could just try like even a glue stick I've seen work. And you know, I did it like that on the areas that I wanted it. Then I put, I think I did, let me put my glasses on. Yeah, it looks like afterwards I came in and did dots on top of the gold. That's fun, I forgot about that. And so then you just gently taking a brush and basically removing the gold foil from where you didn't put the glue. And you just use a gentle, not a really rough brush, because you don't want to scrape off, you know, too much. And I kind of remember I made, I think, 5 or 6 dots. So you can just keep cleaning in between them where I kind of know I made blobs. I didn't really make them precise. Look at that, so lightweight. Clean up the edges. So it's not precise, but you know, I don't need it to be precise, and I wasn't really careful about the dabs I put down. So if you wanted to really be careful, you'd make sure they were nice, clean dabs of gold. So there we have it. Just want to make sure I used everything. Yeah, that's a lot of sources of gold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. So fun. Well, I hope that gives you some ideas on how to play with gold, metallic gold, and helps you decide if you want to try any of these. I would say if for all out brilliance, I don't know. I was gonna say this This Liquitex Basics is really bright, but so is the Holbein gouache, the aqua gouache, and then all of these acrylics. The Turner is lovely, but you can tell that it's not as intense as the Holbein. So if you were looking for kind of a one-size-fits-all, I'd probably either get one of the inks, this Holbein aqua gouache, or the Liquitex Basics, which, you know, is a good value because you get a big tube of it. I don't have that on my supply list, but you can find it at most supply stores. Just when you're in the store and you're buying a gold, just look, you know, open it and look at the gold, because I've bought too many that say gold and they're just kind of green, or even like this one that, look at the, that's sort of a brownish greenish, and then when you look inside, it's a really pretty shade. So just check inside. And most art supply stores will have a scrap piece of paper where you can scribble like this and see. Of course, most of us order online. You can't really do that. But that's why I wanted to give you a sense of these. All right, have fun with your bling. And let me know what other topics you want videos on. I love sharing all this and sharing a bit of my day with you, so let me know. Have a great rest of your week. And keep creating. Don't stop.